Hi class, this is your video feedback for your portfolio, and we're just going to go through these as I'm going to go through as a first-time user and give you my immediate feedback on the usability and the layout and the design, and the overall presentation, for example. So here we are, this is Ralph's, and we can't say enough about the importance of a really good quality headshot or photos in general. All photos should be, at the very minimum, in focus, well lit, well composed, right? And if you have more than one, they should all align. So let's go through. This is really great. It's very clean. I really like this concept because Ralph is a third, so he's Ralph Rudnick the third, and I'm guessing this. I'm hoping. Well, no. Okay, so he has his navigation over here, but this could be a menu if you wanted it to be, but it would be interesting to see how that would play out, like if this would fade or something so it wouldn't overlap. But that could be really cool because it does also look like a hamburger navigation. Okay, so great photo, Ralph, looks good. Obviously shot by Shane, and let's make sure we have a link here to Shane's portfolio. All right. Let's see. You could also put Shane's name in your alternative text for this photo. Might help with his SEO. So let's see, we've got this and this are also linked. This looks really good. I like this. Clean, nice with this. The layout is good. I guess I want to see this just a little bigger so it aligns here and here, but size is good. It aligns this way. It's really okay. I'm kind of nitpicking there. It's always good to have a little bit of context if you can, whether it's down here or overlaying it. Okay. I think this probably needs to be a little larger. Probably in real life it's got a border, but let's make it match. These are nice. The color scheme's good. I like it. Let's go to experience. Okay, pretty easy to make out here. Probably not so easy on a mobile, and that would be kind of important for this month. You do want to check your mobile sites. Okay, and just make sure you go through and read that one more time. It never hurts. For example, you want the same amount of space here consistently. It's just little things like that. Okay, cool. So usually we try not to have one word here. It could be that it's just this particular, no, it's not a flowing issue. So you want to edit to where I think you don't want that. If you did, it should be centered with this, but I don't think you want it like that. Typically we left a line, but I'm cool with this because we've got this box here, and it's okay. It doesn't really bother me, but it might bother somebody else as you go through portfolio. All right. Okay, I like it. Love the photo. Works really well for you. I don't see video work on here. Okay. All right. Keep going. It's looking good. This is great. Fonts are great. So good job. Aaron, I really like this logo. And this is a WordPress. They get a little, you know, writers really like WordPress. Bloggers really like it. A little heavy on just some uninspiring layout here of text. So, you know, think about that. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 things here stacked that aren't really designed per se. All right. So I would think about that. Maybe even putting the Facebook logo here would pull better with this. This might go up here so it's consistent on each page. Definitely don't want the ads. It really takes away from the professionalism very quickly. Okay. Again, the ads. Okay. Make sure you go through and edit this. Take a look at it. Make sure that you can use Grammarly. Download that if you haven't used it. Just one more look at it before you launch. Problem here is the navigation has disappeared. So, you know, we want to be careful, mindful about that and how easy it is for somebody. Okay, I like this. You could just say projects because past is almost assumed. Okay, you have context here. That's good. You might need a period here. Nice. I would take this drop shadow off if you can. It makes it hard to read. Maybe something here. Yeah, I probably would just do this and take this off. Take this out and just have those. Okay. And do what you can about these. I would just have the, you know, icons for this. Really have to get rid of this. Really have to. It's just, this is so swallowed up by the ads. You have this here and here, but I have a feeling that's talking about the ads. And people won't come to your site, so having ads isn't helpful to you as far as making money. I have a feeling it's just because you would have to purchase to get the ads off in this case, maybe. I'll have to look into that, but definitely get rid of those. All right. Okay. You've got a who is here on your about, and then you have about. So I think what you want to do here is tell us what you do and tell us quickly. You don't necessarily have to have this say home. You can bring this up, bring all of this up, and just in a few words, like this mini, tell us your tagline, what it is you do. Okay, if you're a creative media director, then let's say that, AT, creative media director. Okay, all right, good start. Jacqueline, okay, teacher, you might say educator, but that's okay if you want to go for elementary especially, but you could say educator there because I think you picked that up later. Here you say educator, so let's do that. You'll want to spell this out so we know what this is exactly so everyone can be sure. And take off the ly. You can take this apostrophe off. Okay. Right now this is going to Wix, this Wix Facebook, so go ahead and change that. If this is your number, please don't put that there. I don't think you're going to want people calling you as much as emailing you because you really don't know. You can't do much research on them if it's a call. Go down here and change this to your name and the date, the year. All right. All right. It's very consistent throughout, just a couple of things. All right, good job. All right, Julian. Okay, this is a little small, the logo, hard for me to read. Okay, so you want to make that, you can make that bigger and probably pull this up to either in the middle or over here so that we get into the content quicker. Okay, that's taking up quite a bit of the header space. We want to know exactly what you do. So even when it says welcome to my portfolio, you might add instead what you do. Okay, that's what they're going to want to know, or you can put it here. Okay, because so far, according to this, I'm not sure yet. And we want them to know on every page. We don't know what page they're going to enter your site, so make sure that you let them know. Okay. Writing and television, it looks like, is your passion. Yeah, we want to pull this up, make that bigger. But here you have a mic, so I really have to figure out what it is you're talking about, but you're going to let us know up here. Okay. Helpful. Maybe reduce this or remove it altogether. You know, and just have it here. If you're saying you've interviewed a lot of celebrities, well, just list them here. Okay. And let the people decide if they're celebrities. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. This can be reduced down. I think maybe just a few words here. Editing might be something you'll want to do. And I'm afraid to push this. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. Okay. Okay. All right. Good job. Be consistent, kind of pull this up. You've got some fun space here that's kind of odd, but bring this up to here, I think. Align this, I think, would be good. And a little short here. All right. Good job. All right. Robert. Okay. Dynamic storyteller. Good. That gives me a clue what you do. I want to see one photo instead of a tile. Okay. Unless you're a triplet, let's just have one. Info needs to be a button, I think. It's hard to read here. Probably just a white background is going to work for this. And probably try not to cover the middle of your face. Okay. If you need to replace it, whatever you need to do. All right. So this works. This does work. The white, very clean. All right. This might need a very slight white drop shadow. Very, very, very slight, just to help that pop out a little bit. Like a little bit of white with a very low opacity. Okay. All right. These are working. Okay. Okay. We need to have some gutter space, margins between these. And left align this, bring it up, all right? So either reduce this in size, okay, but probably just 3 lines, or at least taking up this much space and getting those pulled up with some space. You probably will want to get these moved over, since it's a 2-column, get it moved over to here. Wix is sometimes tough on the columns when you set them, but keep working with that. This is a totally new aesthetic. You want to go back and look at your other pages, all right, because these color schemes and fonts are not consistent. Space here you'll want to work with, and you'll need some space down here for sure. Okay, so that's where you want to get that taken care of. All right, good work. Look forward to seeing another version one day. All right, right off the bat, I like this image. The color scheme's pretty good, but we can't read this. The contrast is not there, so this needs to be, the About Me needs to probably be a white font or something much lighter, possibly a gray. Okay, nice photo. I would probably go in and make this color so it doesn't, that edge doesn't stand out, just to perfect it a little bit. Probably that too. Be careful with emblems. It's probably okay if you're not using this to sell a product, but you always want to be careful about those. Okay, we've changed fonts. We need to be consistent with our fonts, all right? We're only going to use 2 fonts on a page, one for headers and, you know, like this, and one for your body copy, this. If you're going to use a italic for a quote, do it here too, all right? And remember to put your quotes in again. All right. This is an empty spot, so we want to take that out. Change this to you and the date. Make sure this links to yours and not Wix Facebook and your Instagram, okay, and Twitter. But yeah, we have a dead container there, so let's do something about that. Let's try and get the margins here a little better. Like this should be aligned, you know, and this should probably be up here, and this should be over some, and that should be down with an indent of all, I think. And then size these to where they're closer in size, all right? Okay. Again, this font's hard to read. If you want to lighten it to this, that's one thing. We've got some bullets here that don't belong, or a bullet. We're changing things here. This is caps, this is upper lower. We want to be consistent with that. Little space here, little space here. Okay. Okay. All right. We've changed a little bit here. This is looks like a blog. So I don't know, is this your photo? I want to know if it is. I'm not convinced that it is. So this is talking about this, maybe? I just want to know what's talking about what. This is, I don't know if this is yours or not, but you want to make sure that everything you have here is yours. This looks like something that could be yours. Okay, fix that. I think there are 2 contact pages here. Again, this font, too dark. Okay, this says be in touch, but it isn't linking to anything that shows me how to be in touch. So that should link to your contact. Also break this up into 2 paragraphs and align it left. Okay. Yeah, so that be in touch needs to definitely be linked to all of those. A little space here. Okay, we've clipped that. We don't want to do that. All right. Be consistent with your headers and just some tweaks and you're going to be there. Good job. Dylan. Everybody loves a dog. Or adding to a company. The best methods of building or adding to a company there is. How about I can assure my clients the best modern methods of building or adding to a company? You know, there is, it doesn't need to be there. You could explain a little more, like a company's brand or whatever. But there is, isn't important. I like the way you've laid this out a little differently than I've seen it sometimes. Your logo looks good. Okay. We've got like 4 fonts going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime we can reduce that, we're going to be better off. Well, this may be the same as this, but okay. Okay, so this was in graphic design. This goes to your contact. Make this go to your Facebook. I would probably take your number off. Okay. How about work experience? Just say logos and websites. All right. Wouldn't have a period here regardless, but let's take the things off that don't need to be here, like a capital L and a capital W will be fine for that if you feel you have to do that. Work with the spacing here. See the difference between your leading, the space between each line is different. So just some, consistencies, making sure the font is the same size everywhere. This looks like a lowercase I. You want that to be an uppercase I. Full sale is 2 words. And let's take that off. And let's fix this here. Okay, so take the period off. Well, it is a sentence. Okay, so HTML and CSS. Well, that's good if that's the case. Photoshop, Illustrator, Presswix. Okay. Put Adobe. Like the suite, Creative Suite. But if Adobe is here, that will help them because that may be something that they search. A little hard to get that to work in there, I know, but it could be really important. All right. Good job. I like your logo. It's working for you. Okay. I think same thing, we want to pull this up. Okay, get this up higher bring this up, probably putting this on one of the sides or even a hamburger, so a vertical instead of what we have here. This, I think, needs to have a transparent background so that we don't have that box if it's going to disappear. If it is going to have a box, it really needs to be worked out with it, like maybe a couple of fine borders. Maybe bring it in. Because, see, we're covering things up. We don't want to do that. So there's some issues here with this. Let's bring it up into the header and bring the navigation up as well. Change out the placeholder video. This is really going, off, so we want to work on that. Okay. Yeah, this is going to have to be fixed, to be up here, a sticky menu there. Okay. Yeah. This one is zooming over as soon as I do anything. But I like this. I would like a little more space here, but I realize it's kind of a style. But I like the background. I think I want that image needs to pop up quicker. I think I want the other paragraphs to be as wide as this one. Possibly in the same treatment that you have here, but blue. Or vice versa. You could do this on on this one. Okay, that style, just the white. Yeah, we gotta have a little work here, right? There's a lot of overlapping. Let me see what size we're looking at this. Its actual size. Yeah. So you need to work that out. But the colors work here. Okay. Probably take off the book online, right? And right now we can't really read. Yeah, this is going to have to be fixed. And then, okay. Okay, so you've got a one page here that's got some issues. Your contact should link to this, and it should be worked out. All right, or delete it. Okay. All right. Okay. A little bit of tweaking there, and it'll come together. Okay, Haley. Let's bring this one word up so we don't have a single word by itself. Probably let's left align this. Maybe once you left align it, it will be fine. I think this should be at least one line shorter, or take one line out and have two paragraphs here. Okay. A little bit of space issue here, an added space. Okay. Okay, and you could put Bachelor of Science, because we do have AAs, unless you're getting an AA. Okay. Okay. Try and get these to be very close in length, if you can. This is true. That's good. I would take my number off, or you. Okay. And your links seem to be working. I would not put a link to your quote. I would just, if you want to have it there, fine, but I wouldn't put it in your navigation. Just take it out. It's not urgent that they find it, but they will. Okay. All right, everything is laid out nicely. It'll change a little bit when you take that off, but I would. And here. Okay. I thought this was a great page when I came up to it. Let's see. It's just a one page, that's good. I like this. I looked through these, very nice. You might want to give a little bit of context on it, not much, but just a little, maybe in a very light font like this. I see you have your Real Deal Taco. All right. And this was good. I don't know if this is responsive or not. That me, okay, it is. So that me may sometimes be by itself and sometimes not, but I think I would try and pull it up, edit that somehow. Your Gmail. Okay, Florida-based portrait and fashion photographer. Yeah. Always want to make sure people know exactly what you do on every page, and this is staying with every page. Good, nice and clean. Sometimes people try to combine these skills, and it's just overwhelming. In this case, you've gotten it down very simple, and that's really great. Okay. All right. And your Instagram. Okay, we don't want people leaving your site, so make that open in another window. Okay, same with your blog, which should probably be disabled in the navigation because it hasn't come up for me yet. Okay, all right. This was a really interesting site as well. I do try to look at it as a first time, but I thought the content was really interesting. It's not too bad that these are not the same size, because you kind of have it looking as if it's supposed to be this way. Make sure your spacing is the same. Just make sure you go through, and it actually looks like there's a little more kerning space here than here. What that means is the space between the letters looks to be a little more here than here. Okay, and you can fix that kerning. All right. This looks good. Good. Thought that was great. All right. Okay, you might want a Gmail address for this. Okay, it's laid out nicely. Make sure these are going to yours, and they are. Okay. Very cool. Okay. You've got your social media here, so consider if you really need it there or not. Okay. Could probably put just a little less text here for people. Spacing is different here from here. Okay. Okay, this, you might be able to break this up. I'll put a little less text on this page, I think. All right. We can't promise that people are going to go through it, even if it's extremely interesting. All right, so good content. Let's just, you know, this is a good amount. The other pages just need to have some editing. All right. And then try not to have an address. Most people don't want to give their address online. You know, an email is fine. Okay. All right. It's a lot on a form. Maybe break this up and put a little more over here. Just a little much here. Some of this are could be in a questionnaire that you send to them after they contact you. Okay. I almost want to see this filled in a very, very, very faint shade of this. I'm curious what that would be like. Okay. So this is nice and brief. Okay, that's good and to the point. And people will respond to that. It'd be great if these could be reduced. Like maybe this is just a webinar. As long as you make it clear that it's a DNA coaching, you know, from the very beginning here. Like here, we really don't see what. We see leadership. I would, okay. We see leadership, but this, you know, we might be able to have something that talks about, you know, DNA coaching, right here. All right, just a little bit of editing some of the stuff down here. All right, good job.